You want to be a digital nomad? You want to spend your life at various places? You should not have a regular boss who is troubling you. This is the podcast that you should listen. Welcome to our first podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depend करता है कितने बजे आप देख रहे हो. We are talking to Srinivas here. He is from Hyderabad. He is currently based in Vietnam for the next 1 month. एंड इससे पहले वो कुआलालंपुर, बाली, गोवा, कहाँ कहाँ नहीं गए. It's a wonderful journey. He's a Spanish language teacher and he's been living life in his own terms. It's a longish video. मैंने deliberately edit नहीं किया है. It's largely in English, but I'm sure आप लोगों को follow करने में problem नहीं होगा. Take a mug of coffee, use your headphones, and I'm sure you're going to love this journey. Unedited, raw, digital nomad for you.
Hold on, let me see if this recording is at all happening or not. Just hold on.
Yeah.
It says it's happening. 1 second. I'll just check one. Srinivas for joining in.
My
And
pleasure.
and for anybody who is watching this, he or she should know that this gentleman sitting here is in Vietnam now. Correct?
Yeah. I'm in Saigon. Yeah.
You are in Saigon. How's the weather in Saigon, by the way?
Oh, fantastic. It's just fantastic. Yeah.
It's typical a British question to ask here.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you can literally see the French architecture on the streets, no matter where you go, especially in Saigon. It's just fantastic.
Okay.
Whole city, and especially the nightlife. It's there every day, every night.
Okay. Okay.
So, I
Okay.
mean,
And
yeah.
and when have you landed here?
I think it's already been like 10 days, I guess. Yeah.
10 days you have landed here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Srinivas, while I know you, for the audience, you are a true blue digital nomad. I think our audience in this channel is seeing you for the first time because we
Yeah.
keep on interacting over the chats and all that, but we have not
Right.
met each other as in a face-to-face thing. Neither has the channel viewers. So,
Right.
one, take us through your journey now that you are a full-blown digital nomad.
Right.
What do you do? I know what you do, but
Yeah.
for us, for the sake of audience, what do
Yeah.
you do? What has been your journey, your education, and what make you take these steps that wherever you land up, as you
Yeah.
were saying at the beginning of interview, at least spend at least a month, which is like a fantastic thing to do.
Yeah.
So it's over to you, man. You can just
So
take the
let me
discussion
just,
ahead.
let
Yeah.
me just start off with my background, my education.
Oh, right.
So I actually, did business management back in Punjab, LPU, lovely professional university.
Okay.
So I mean,
Okay.
ever since I was conscious, I would say somewhere around 18 or 19. So I always
Mhm.
wanted to explore the globe, this entire world. So
Mm,
that's
mm,
my dream actually. For
mm,
that, I mean, to be able to explore, you need a lot of money.
mm,
So I
mm,
mean, at the same time, I always wanted to earn a lot of money. I mean, that's obvious,
mhm.
right? I mean, flight tickets,
Yeah.
accommodation, no matter where you go.
Yeah, of course.
So
Of course.
right after my bachelor's, my friend and I, we decided to start something on our own business.
Okay.
So we started one cafeteria back in my city. So I come from Hyderabad. So I come from
Okay.
Telangana. So
Okay.
my mother
Okay.
tongue is Telugu.
Okay.
So we started one business. We didn't have any support from our parents. So, we kind of, crowdfunded, we got the money from, from other people, from our friends, from our
Mm,
relatives.
mm,
So we started our business. It didn't work out. And we
mm.
both went bankrupt in 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
Trust me,
Okay.
after the business. So I was 22.
Right.
So my friend and I, we went bankrupt. So luckily,
Right.
what happened to him was, so after, once we went bankrupt, so he went to Bangalore to pursue his masters. But I
Mhm.
was not at all interested to continue my studies. So I was
Mm,
not at all interested. So I always wanted to
mm,
do some kind of a freelancing work so that I can
mm,
travel, I can
mm,
explore.
mm.
So I started learning Spanish. So there is this institute called Matrix back in Hyderabad. So I
Okay.
went there. So I did a course, like I did B2 level in Spanish.
Okay.
So I got an opportunity to teach there itself. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Institute.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the
Okay.
opportunity.
Okay.
And what happened was, it's the most famous institute in our city actually when it comes to teaching Spanish.
Mhm.
I mean that institute, we get a lot of students actually. So
Mm,
what happened
mm,
was the founder, the company owner, he used to send me to a lot of communities to teach Spanish. where we
Okay.
used to have a lot of students from all
In
international schools.
India, in
In
India or
Only in
in India?
India, only in
Okay.
Hyderabad. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So he used to
Okay.
send me to a lot of communities to teach Spanish over there
Hmm.
because we have a lot of students from all international schools across the Hyderabad. So
Hmm.
either students, either they learn Spanish or French.
Okay.
So luckily, so within a year, I kind of established myself in my city.
Okay.
So so COVID hit. So
Yeah.
after 1 year,
Hmm.
so I went back home,
Hmm.
and but still I had a lot of students. I was earning money, but somewhere I felt like so I was actually working on the basis of, it's like almost like a partnership basis, percentage basis.
Okay.
Let's say, if
Okay.
I get like 100 rupees per hour, hypothetically, so my
Right.
sir, he would take 60 rupees and he would give me 40 rupees.
Okay.
So that's the
Okay.
percentage we were working on. But somewhere
Okay.
I felt like, I was losing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'd been getting a lot of calls from a lot of students.
Hmm.
So I felt like maybe I should try on my own. So
Hmm.
I called my sir and I told him the story, and he said like, okay, why don't you try on your own? If
Hmm.
things don't work out well, obviously I'll go back to him.
That's very nice of him. In fact, what's the name of this
Yeah.
gentleman?
In fact, it worked out.
What's the name of this gentleman, by the way?
His name is Shahir. His name is Shahir.
Oh,
Yeah.
thumbs up, yeah. Because normally it doesn't happen because typically we have seen people, get very conscious and all that, So,
Possible
so
also
yeah,
opportunity, and I started getting a lot of calls from a lot of students, a lot of parents, and
right.
strangely, even till today, I don't have any website.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
get all calls of students only through references, word mouth.
Oh, superb.
Yeah.
Superb.
So there are about like, the places where I concentrate in Hyderabad, Gachibowli, Madhapur, Banjara Hills. There are about like 20-25 communities. So all these parents, who live there, they're on
Hmm.
common groups that obviously on WhatsApp. On
Hmm.
So every time, if any parents, if they're looking for a Spanish tutor, obviously, they would forward my number. So
Hmm.
that's how I
Hmm.
keep getting a lot of students. And the
Hmm.
moment you get one student, obviously, the student will continue for a year. That's
Yeah,
obvious,
yeah, of
right?
course.
So these
Of
are
course.
students,
Yes.
school
Of
students.
course. Of course.
So luckily, COVID helped me out a lot, actually. So
Right.
I'm thankful to COVID.
A
Yeah.
lot of us. In fact, me too. In fact, anyway,
Really?
that's a different journey. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about you. Yeah.
So yeah.
Uh,
So I was at home,
hmm.
and I was with my parents like for 6 to 8 months, I would say,
Hmm.
because I didn't have any savings. So my brother,
Hmm.
he was
When
going
you
to
say
Canada.
home, in Hyderabad only.
Not exactly Hyderabad. My hometown is away like 4 hours away from Hyderabad.
Where?
So my brother went to Canada at the same time.
Hmm.
So he needed a lot of money.
No,
So I had to,
where 4 hours from Hyderabad? Where is the location? Because my first job posting was in Hyderabad. I know
oh
everything
really?
in and out.
Oh,
Right. So,
my hometown is Kodad. Kodada.
oh, okay, okay, okay,
You know it?
okay. Of course, I know it because so my first job posting was in 2000 when the national games was happening in Hyderabad. So
Right.
starting from a Gachibowli to Himatnagar Stadium to your Lakri Kapul Stadium or your
Yes.
Rajiv Gandhi Stadium, all were in fact literally constructed for the national games. And my
Okay.
company, Leisure Sports, were actually the marketing agents of Indian Olympic Association. So our responsibility was to bring in sponsors. So
Okay.
I had spent years in that part of your world, yeah. So anyway,
Right.
please go ahead.
Oh,
Uh,
perfect. Perfect.
uh, right.
So, and at the same time, it's just right before COVID, my brother, he went to Canada to pursue his
Okay.
master's, and he
Okay.
needed a lot of money. So I had to
Okay.
give all my savings to him. I
Okay.
wanted to
Okay.
travel, but I didn't have money. So I had to stay with my parents for 6 to 8 months.
Right.
So I was at
Right.
home. I was working
Right.
my ass off every day, every
Right.
day. So every
Right.
day, um, I think at the peak, I think I did like 60 classes a week, 60
Oh,
during
and
COVID.
each classes would be at least 1 hour.
1 hour, 1 hour.
God.
So I had a few homeschooling students too, and they do classes in the afternoon and morning classes,
Okay.
obviously from 6 to 7, evening around five
Okay.
to six classes. So
Okay.
that's how I did, and 6 to 8 months I worked out. January 2021, so my first trip started to Goa.
Okay. So I'll stop you here. I'll stop you here. So anybody who is listening this, so what it shows is that if you know your skills and if you have skills, irrespective of whatever, you really don't need that fancy IM degrees and all. Even if you are there in your hometown and if you know your skills, you can actually make money. And this is what perhaps you have shown. That's one thing which I want to really tell people who would be watching this and perhaps would want to take next level higher in perhaps going solo, Atmanirbhar, as PM Modi says. Yeah. So you landed up in Goa. After that?
Yeah, yeah. So I went to Goa. So I was in Goa for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
For 3 months, and second wave started.
Okay.
Again, I had to go back home. I didn't have any choice,
What
man.
were you doing in Goa? What were you doing in Goa?
I was working. I was working as usual,
So you're
but
still working. Okay.
of course, I can
Okay.
work from anywhere, right? All I need
Yeah,
is
yeah, of
laptop,
course. Of
internet, and
course.
that's it.
Of course.
So I was
Of course.
exploring pretty much. I explored the entire Goa,
Hmm.
and second wave hit, and I went back
Hmm.
home again. So
Hmm.
April, May. So I was with my parents.
Hmm.
June second week, again I started
Hmm.
my journey. So
Okay.
the cases, had come down. So I had
Hmm.
started my journey. So
Hmm.
again, mid June somewhere around, I went to Pondicherry.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
So
talking about
Pondicherry,
2021 here, correct?
yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So Pondicherry 1 month, from there to Ooty 1 month.
Hmm.
From there, again, I went back to Goa because my friends, had come. So I
Hmm.
had to go to Goa. So again, I was in Goa for 2 months because I
Right.
love Goa, man. I'm a beach lover. Yeah.
No, when you land up in Goa, where do you stay normally?
Mostly Arambal, Morjim. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And where do you, as in you do a Airbnb? What do you do?
So in Goa, you don't need to get into booking.com on Airbnb. You just need to get a bike and you can just find out homes, especially, places like Arambal, Morjim.
Okay.
I would say, the place I had stayed, 1 BHK, it costed me around 8,000, and it's
For a
furnished
month.
for a
For a
month.
month.
Furnished.
Brilliant.
There's fridge,
So all the
there's
budding digital nomads around, so this is the cost that you will end up paying if you
yes.
can be, enterprising enough to roam around and find out such places.
Yeah.
Please, yeah, go ahead.
So places like Arambal, you can get a 1 BHK around 7 to 8K,
Right,
and the internet is super fast over there.
right.
And it's furnished. Most homes, like there's kitchen, there's fridge, there's
Yes, yes,
cooler.
yes.
So you
Right.
can even literally cook. You don't need to go out and spend a lot of money for food. Yeah.
And you were hiring a bike also, I assume.
Scooty, obviously. So
Yeah,
for Scooty, it was
scooty.
around like 5,000 monthly, and
Okay.
petrol 3 to 4,000 somewhere. Yeah.
So
So that
eight
comes
and
up
eight,
around
16,000, 16,000 in a Goa in a month, that would take care of your rent and your traveling around.
yeah,
Correct?
yeah.
And
So
another,
roughly
how many,
monthly in Goa, I had spent 30,000.
30,000, that includes everything, as in your
Everything, everything,
uh,
everything,
khana, pina, everything.
everything. And I'm a party lover.
Okay.
Every week, I had to go at least 2 to 3 parties.
So if you're in Goa, if you're not partying, is like,
That's obvious. So that's
uh,
obvious. So what I'm
you are
trying to
in Paradise Biryani and you wanted to order paneer. So that's how odd it would be. Right. Yeah,
So
please
that's
go ahead.
obvious. So
Yeah.
30,000, it includes everything: parties, food, rent, my bike rent,
Right.
fuel, everything. 30,000
Right.
done.
Right.
So again, go over 2 months, and from there I went to Rajasthan, Jaipur.
Oh, acha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so all the
Okay.
way to Jaipur.
Okay.
Jaipur 1 month. From there to Udaipur, 45 days. Yeah,
Oh,
I was in Udaipur
okay.
for 45 days, and
Okay.
from Udaipur I went all the way to northeast to Meghalaya, Shillong.
Okay. Okay.
So just fell in love with Shillong. So I had to stay there like for two.
Beautiful place. Beautiful place. Beautiful.
Amazing, amazing.
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
In
But
fact,
the only problem,
we went in October also. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, the only problem in Shillong, it rains. It rains a lot. It rains like crazy.
Yeah, it's okay. In fact, it's still, in fact, anybody who has been to that part of the world,
Yeah.
if not, please go and see. And if they have, they would know what you and I are talking. In fact, from this root bridge to this Dockies of the world to the sacred forest and all, it's a brilliant, brilliant thing to be in.
But
But
amazing.
tell me something from Rajasthan. What prompted you to go to Meghalaya?
I mean, to be honest, I just wanted to see new people.
Acha, that's how it is. Okay. And
That's only.
quickly tell me in Udaipur, what was your stay cost for a month?
Yeah, I had spent for 45 days. I think I had spent around 26, 27,000.
That includes your rent,
Only rent. Only rent.
only
Not
rent, only rent. Okay.
not food.
And so that's slightly expensive in that case.
For 45 days, right? So 26,
Yeah.
27,000. I think it's pretty affordable, don't you think so?
No, comparative to Goa, where you got real
Obviously,
cheap deal.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So that's what.
yes.
And there also you got yourself a bike or something that you were roaming around in.
No, no, no,
You
no
know that.
bike, no bike.
Okay.
Udaipur.
Auto,
Because
auto and all were
yeah,
all across.
mostly I
Okay.
prefer autos and
Okay. Okay.
food. I was spending around 400 to 5,500 bucks a day back
So
in.
that's 500 bucks a day. That would be roughly around what in that case? So around 15,000 you would have spent
Correct,
in 45
correct,
days, roughly.
correct.
So around 45,000 in 45 days is what would have been your stay and food put together,
Yeah, yeah.
roughly. Roughly.
So I mean, extra 10,000 like for parties where I used to go to a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
bars,
So those are
Udaipur.
discretionary. Those are discretionary. I'm saying in order to bare minimum survive and be around, that's what you need for in place like Udaipur. Correct.
Yes,
What about
yes.
Shillong? What was the cost around there?
See, the thing is, I never stayed hostels because I teach, right? I'm a teacher.
No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
saying even
yeah,
in
no, I'm
Shillong,
just, yeah. So I do classes, right? So I
hmm,
need a separate room. So no matter
right,
where I go,
private room. Yeah.
exactly. That's that. I need a private room. So in Shillong, I spent about 25,000 for rent.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah,
you're staying in proper Shillong or slightly outside?
proper Shillong, which is like
Proper
downtown.
Shillong.
Yeah, yeah.
Downtown. Okay.
You know
Okay.
the golf course?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Okay.
right
Okay.
exactly
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Very good.
25,000 for rent in Shillong,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
as usual, when it comes to food, so I was spending around 500, 600 bucks a day for food in Shillong.
And there you were there for almost 3 months.
2 months,
Two
exactly.
months.
Yeah,
2 months.
yeah.
2 months. Okay. And so this is Meghalaya. Tell me what happened after that.
So from there, I went all the way to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I felt like, okay, I'm done with India. So, okay,
Uh,
let me explore other parts of the world. So
uh,
I started saving a lot of money actually parallelly.
this was which month, if you recall?
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Yeah, KL, yeah.
I went around, I think it's mid May
Mid 2021.
2020.
Then also there are a lot
No,
of
it's
restrictions were
2022. It's 2022.
2022. My bad. My bad. So restrictions were almost over by that
Over,
time.
over,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the
Right.
main reason. The only reason I waited for this long, initially, I wanted to go to Thailand,
Uh,
Malaysia, all these places initially, but there were a
right.
lot of restrictions,
Right. Right.
quarantine in RTPCR and all that stuff. And I used to hate those things.
Yeah,
So I
it's
decided
pretty
to explore,
irritating.
maybe it's time for me to explore our country first and
Right.
start.
Right.
So I
Right.
started exploring our country.
Right. So tell me about the Malaysia part of it. You were there for how long? Where all did you go?
I just see initially I wanted to go to from Kuala Lumpur to what is this island? There is this place
Langkawi?
called Langkawi. Yeah, I wanted to go there. So initially I had planned for 15 days, 15 days,
Hmm.
but somewhere I got hooked to KL completely. So I just didn't feel like
Beautiful place. It's a
it's a
beautiful
beautiful
place.
place, and I was
Beautiful
literally at
place.
the downtown. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Petronas Towers is just like 1.5 kilometers away from my hotel.
And I'm sure stay would be a lot cheaper than in India, right? That's what I have seen whenever I landed up in KL. Overall, if you see, I don't know where you landed up staying. Of course, that's a different story. Because whenever we stayed, we booked B&Bs and a good bargaining deal would end up giving us best of apartments at around what, 35,000 bucks?
Hmm. You
35,
are right.
35,000 bucks
Absolutely. Absolutely.
for a
So,
month, that is, of
are you
course.
saying you got an apartment for 35,000? It includes
Yeah,
kitchen, everything?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
Right.
in Kuala Lumpur, I had stayed in a hotel, three-star hotel.
Mhm.
I had spent around 33,000 somewhere for a
Oh, that's
month.
okay. That includes breakfast also, no?
No breakfast.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
no breakfast.
okay.
It's a
Okay.
proper
Where did
three-star.
you book it from? Where did you book it from?
I think I went there in person. So initially, I had booked one
Ah,
hotel for one day. So
okay,
I didn't like it. So I went to
okay,
this hotel in person actually. So I got a better
okay.
deal.
So you spent around a month in KL, correct?
Yes.
How was the experience there?
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So initially I had planned like 15 days, 15 days, right?
Right,
So I fell in
right,
love with KL and I just didn't feel
right,
like leaving that place. So I
right.
stay there. I ended up staying there like for 30 days. Beautiful.
Immigration was smooth. Immigration was smooth. You didn't have an issue.
See, exactly. Uh, so I went there at the immigration. So I gave him all the documents like booking.com, my
Right.
and everything. Trust
Right.
me, he check any document actually.
He
Yeah.
didn't check anything.
Anything. The only question he had asked me was,
Hmm.
how much cash are you carrying?
Hmm.
I told him I have international debit cards. He was like, no, no, no. Just tell me the cash you're carrying. And
Hmm.
luckily, I was
Hmm.
carrying 450 euros. Yeah.
Whoa, there's a lot of
Luckily.
money there.
450 euros, luckily. For a safer side, I had exchanged that in Shillong itself.
What do you suggest? What do you suggest people going from now to from India to KL? How much of cash ideally he should carry for a backpacker, for a digital nomad?
INR worth 25 to 30,000. Yeah, that should be fine.
That
Yeah.
should be fine. That
Yeah.
should be fine.
So
And
he should. Mm.
did they ask at least for your insurance also, or they didn't ask for that also?
Absolutely nothing except for the cash. Absolutely nothing. I was there, with him at the immigration counter only for 30 seconds. That's it.
Okay,
So,
okay,
so I had shown him
okay.
the cash, 450 euros. That's
Right.
it. And I was allowed. I went there. Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, superb, superb.
Yeah.
And all this while, naturally, all these are getting funded because you're working. Your teaching is still continuing. It doesn't
Yes.
matter which part of the world you are in. So
Yeah.
what happening is that in this process, you don't take money from your parents. You
No.
go ahead and start exploring the places that you like.
Yeah.
You dump a Langkawi, spend more time in KL because you like that place,
Yeah.
and you're not because any viewers who are watching this, they would know three and a half thousand. You get very decent accommodation in place like KL, large number of places in Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, very good accommodation, which perhaps we don't get in India. And the reason is that there's a lot of competition there. If somebody cannot outprice another hotel there just because for the heck of it, so
Correct.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's actually a food for thought. And where did you move from there? From May 2022 from KL, where did you go there?
So,
Oh, sorry. One more question. Is this your first international journey, or you had other
yes.
stamps? Also? Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yes. This is my first international journey. So I had watched your
Okay.
videos. And so from KL, I went all the way to Bali, Indonesia.
Superb place. Superb place.
So amazing place. So
So no
initially, my
issues on a fresh passport, right? That's again somebody seeing and see we get a lot of questions like this. I have a fresh passport. Where else should I travel? And I keep on telling people do as much Southeast Asia as possible. Get enough
exactly,
and more stamps. So that
exactly.
when you ask for your Canadas and all of the world, it becomes much more smoother.
Yes, yes.
So great. So from there you move into Bali, where I think we started talking when you landed up in Bali, where you told me,
Correct,
you didn't
correct,
have too much of an issue and blah blah and all that, right? Tell,
correct.
tell us about that. Yeah? Tell us
Oh
about
my
that.
God, Bali was like, at the. I mean, they didn't ask me any questions actually. Normally, they
Right?
don't ask any questions. Even if you give the documents, they don't check at all. They just stamp. That's all. But the problem is the lines, man.
Lines.
It's like
You told me one and a
hectic,
half, 2 hours you took for
hectic.
you.
And I
Yeah.
was super hungry and I had to stand at the line like so I think I had to stand there like for I think I was there for 3 hours.
No, you wrote on the comment on the YouTube that I made where I was talking about VIP passes. You took around 1.5, 2 hours it took for you.
Yeah. Because
You
I didn't
told.
know anything about VIP thing actually. I just got to know, checking in
Mm.
channel actually. I didn't
So
know that.
they are because that's now there are a lot of people who are saying that these guys are making these lines
Hmm.
just to find ways to make money through these VIP queues. I don't know. So please don't quote me anywhere. Whoever is watching this, please don't take me. Don't troll me on the comments. But I was told by a few of my friends there saying that this is what they are doing just the heck because they want to make some money out of it, quick money out of it. So, and what time did you land in Bali? By the way, do you remember the time?
So it's mid June again. So
No,
mid-May
time.
I went to
As in
Malaysia.
no
So
time.
I think afternoon around 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, at the peak time. So the reason is why I'm asking is that on that video only there are few people who have said when they've landed midnight or sometime around post 9:30 p.m. and all, it
Hmm.
was relatively empty and there's no line at all.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, that's what I told in my video also. Okay, try and find a flight that will land around midnight, early morning times, so that you don't get that Western crowd coming and jumping around. So that's something which is typical red eye flights.
Possible,
Is what
possible.
I'm asking. I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you one more question on Bali before we move further. How much did the ticket cost to you from KL to Bali? Do you remember?
Uh, I remember. I remember. It's 11,000.
INR.
Yeah, INR 11,000.
INR. And which are the sites that you normally use since you travel so much? What are the sites you normally would you suggest our viewers to kind of see in order to get best ticket
So
rates?
yeah, from India to KL, I'd used Make My Trip. That's obvious.
Okay. Okay.
And from KL to Bali, I'd used AirAsia website.
AirAsia website itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And India to KL, how much did it cost you? From
Uh,
Hyderabad, I'm assuming.
no, from Shillong to Delhi, I went.
From
So
Shillong to Delhi.
that's
So
a
Delhi to
domestic flight,
KL.
right? So
Okay.
from Delhi to Chennai, Chennai to KL, it's 10,000.
Oh, no, pretty okay. Yeah. That way it's
Pretty
pretty
okay.
okay. And
Decent
did you
price.
book too much in advance?
Not
The KL
exactly
flight?
too much in advance. I would say 20 days upfront.
And what about KL to Bali? Did you book that in too much in advance?
KL to Bali?
Yeah,
Not really. Not really. It's just
KL
10
to
days
Bali.
upfront. 10 days upfront.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Now you can tell us a little bit about Bali journey. How has it been? What do you do? How do you find time to look around the places? Did you
I
hire a
forgot to tell
bike?
you. I
Yeah.
actually forgot to tell you another trip. From
Uh.
Shillong, from all the way to Shillong, I went to Dharamshala for 20 days.
So Dharamshala is a beautiful, beautiful place. It's a
And the
beautiful
place I
place.
stay, and the place I
Ah,
stay, it's
ah.
it's completely off the grid. Yeah,
Acha.
yeah.
Okay.
But
But
there's
you
like
are
proper
teaching online. How would you? I was going to ask you that. How
I mean,
can you go off the grid?
so I called up that guy. So I asked him,
Ah,
I work online and
ah.
I need like super fast internet. And he told me there's Wi-Fi and it's super fast. So I went there.
Okay.
So I checked the place in person and the internet is
Okay.
super fast. So I stayed
Okay.
there like for
Okay.
20 days. And
Okay.
from there, I got the cab, I got the bus, and from there to Delhi, Delhi to Chennai, Chennai to KL. Yeah.
See, a lot of people who hearing this, they might be thinking, "Arey yaar, what a life he is having." But let me tell you, it's not easy. You really need to be adaptive. That's perhaps one thing. Second, you really know how to plan your money because end of the day, you are actually living on your own. Of course, you can ask some of your parents and friends and brothers to wire you out in case there's a problem. But you really need to be planning well. Correct. So,
Yeah.
how do you do your planning? Do you keep your at least 3 months saving, 6 months saving? How do you do that? Because you're traveling in so many places, and none of these are cheap destinations to travel. You can find cheap shacks and all that, but since you do a longish travel,
Hmm.
and I'm sure you will not end up staying in the shadiest of places.
Yes.
So how do you plan your money?
So
uh,
to
you
be
know
honest, to be
hmm,
honest with you, I earn a lot actually. I earn pretty
hmm,
well. And
hmm.
apart from teaching, I do a lot of swing trading as well in the daytime.
No,
So
okay.
so I
Okay.
would say even till now, even in
Hmm.
Vietnam, so I ended up saving around 60% of my income. So I'm spending only 40% of my income for
This is
traveling.
brilliant. This is
Yeah.
brilliant. This
And
is brilliant. Now, people should also know that you could easily afford a slightly bigger hotel, a slightly more swankier car to drive around, or perhaps at times you go into an premier economy mode for travel and all that. But he
yeah,
is not doing that. He is maintaining that it's a way to manage. It's like they have that 50-30-20 principle, right?
yeah,
That's a kind of model that I'm sure Srinivas also works around.
yeah.
Now, from Bali, you moved into Vietnam directly, or how is it?
Oh, you from Bali to Vietnam? Yes. No, no,
Yeah.
no, not really. So what happened was, I have to tell you regarding this money as well, the savings thing.
Oh,
So
please, please, please.
yeah. So in Malaysia, I was able to save only about 40% of my income actually. I had spent a
Oh,
lot in Kuala Lumpur
okay,
because I just
okay.
fell in love with that city and I went to like a lot of bars and clubs actually. I spent a lot of money and that was my first international trip, right? So I
So
was in France.
yeah, you went berserk.
Yeah, I just felt like I just wanted to shell off my money actually for the first time. I just didn't feel like saving. That happened only
Right,
in KL, but
right.
Bali is almost like it's like you visiting Goa. It's almost like a
Ah,
Goa.
ah. Correct, correct, correct. Same
So
feel, same feel,
same, yeah.
same feel.
So
Even
Bali,
even the guys behave like that in the same way.
hmm,
People
yeah.
like sorry, yeah.
So Bali, so I wanted to stay there like only for a month, but again I ended up staying there like for 2 months in Bali.
Where did you stay exactly in Bali?
So
Which
first
area?
month I was in
Okay.
Canggu, and for 1 month I had spent 22,000 for my accommodation.
And it's what, Airbnb? What was it?
It's I booked it on Booking.com. Yeah,
So was it a hotel or
hotel,
a
not exactly
hotel?
like a hotel. It's like a homestay.
Actually, it's a homestay. Yeah.
Homestay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There's a
So
kitchen. There's a common kitchen. There are about like 4 or 5 villas,
okay.
and very quiet. Canggu is very quiet, very calm. The
Okay.
whole
I have
place,
not been there, so I really don't know.
right?
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
amazing. You can literally see there are more foreigners than Indonesians in Canggu actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Too
Acha.
many digital nomads, too many digital entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that happens only in Canggu and in Ubud when it comes to Bali. If you want to
Okay.
get into this freelancing work, or if you want to meet digital nomads or entrepreneurs, these
Hmm.
are the best places when it comes to Bali, Ubud and Canggu. Yeah, you
No, I
can
mean,
make a lot of
if a rental of a decent accommodation, as you are saying,
yeah,
is between 20-25,000 rupees, no
yeah,
wonder you know,
yeah,
you
yeah,
will have people coming and doing that. I understand.
correct.
Right. Right. Yeah. Please.
So in Canggu, I had spent like 22,000 for my accommodation.
Hmm.
When it comes to food, I was spending as usual around 500, 600 bucks a day. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can even
Okay.
get cheaper options in Canggu, in Bali. It's like
Okay.
I said before, it's almost like Bali. Yeah, you can
Right.
even get away
Right.
with like 300, 400 bucks a day for food. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a possibility.
All three meals.
Yes, all 3 meals.
And you are not cooking. You are actually having outside, or you are cooking also.
Every meal outside.
Every meal outside. Okay. Okay. So we might save some money if you're cooking inside.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Right.
you can save a lot
Okay.
of money actually. So I had
Okay.
spent about like 25,000 for food. You can literally cut it off actually. 15,000 more than enough if you know how to cook. And there is a kitchen in Canggu. I didn't
Mm,
use it at all. Yeah. But people, who have stayed, my friends over there, Russians, Belarusians, there's one
mm,
girl, she's from London. So
mm.
all this, they were cooking actually because they knew how
Okay.
to. I didn't know how to cook. Yeah.
Okay.
So I ended
Okay.
up spending. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. After that.
I mean, the reason, I have spent like 25,000 a month for food, that's because I'm very conscious when it comes to health. So
Mm,
I don't eat junk at all. It's very
mm,
rare actually.
mm, mm.
So
Very
I
good.
eat,
Yeah.
I eat mostly fruits and salads mostly. I'm
Mm,
very conscious when it comes to health. So I'm a
mm,
backpacker, right? So
mm,
yeah. So I live
mm,
alone. So I have to be
mm.
very conscious when
No,
it
no.
comes
You
to
need to be. You need to
yeah.
be. And I'm sure you've taken all your vaccines, right? As you're traveling in all these places.
Yes, 2 doses of
Right.
vaccine, COVID,
Right.
so yeah.
Right.
So I
Right.
was in
Right.
Canggu for 1 month, so I just didn't feel like leaving Bali. So
Mm.
I went back to the immigration in Semenya, not
Yes.
exactly. I don't remember Changurai airport something. Yeah.
Right.
So I got extended my visa for another 30 days.
Right. Right. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can do up to 60 days. Correct. Bali.
Total 60 days.
Right.
And I
Okay.
went to
It,
Ubud. So I was
mm.
there. I was in Ubud for 30 days. I came back. Came back
There
though.
also, there also, you were staying in a hotel, which is like a
Home
homestay kind of a thing.
stay. And trust
Uh,
me, and trust me.
mm,
So in Ubud, I just didn't feel like spending money again. So I wanted to save some money.
mm,
So I found one place on Booking.com.
mm,
So I went all the way to Ubud, and
mm,
I met that person in person actually. So I checked
mm,
the whole place. I got a better
mm,
deal. So
mm.
in Ubud, the place I had stayed, I had spent about uh, 17,000 a month. The rent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty decent
Okay.
actually because
Okay.
I had spent a lot of money in Canggu for food
Okay.
and drinks and
Okay.
everything. So I just didn't feel like
And
spending too much money.
at 17,000, the accommodation was as comparable to what you got in perhaps Canggu.
Mm, Not exactly like that. In Canggu, the room was a bit more spacious, but
Okay.
yeah, it's a small room
Okay.
comparatively. Comparatively,
And you had a bike there also?
no bike, no
No
bike.
bike. How were
Yeah,
you managing then?
grab, grab,
Cab. Grab.
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 That's
Okay.
all. No matter where you go, you can just get away with grab. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
last 15, 20 days, I had a friend and she was from Belarus. So
Mm,
we decided to explore Ubud
mm,
together. So
mm.
I had to rent a bike actually. So it was about 500 a day.
500 a day plus the fuel.
It's on our own, right? Fuel.
Yeah, plus the fuel, I'm saying.
No, fuel, no. It's 100 a day.
And that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So 500 was your rent and 100 for fuel, is what
correct.
I'm saying.
Correct.
Right.
600
Okay.
in total.
And what did they take? They took your passport. Do you have an international driving permit? Because a lot of people ask me, even I am also foxed at this point of time, because I wanted to get something where I want to travel sometime in October. Now to October, nahi hoga, November. And I'm still at my wits' end because the RTO, local RTO here in Bombay, are asking me to bring even my first girlfriend's phone number. So
Oh,
they want everything. So you manage without your international driving permit, is what
yeah,
you're
man.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But you have to be, I mean, very cautious when it comes to driving.
Yes, because the fines are very high. Fines are
Very high,
very high.
very high. $100,
Very high.
$200, like
In
extremely.
Thailand now, without helmet, the fine has become to 2,000 baht. So,
It's like
yeah,
4,000.
Mm, yeah, 4,500 almost. Well, almost your one-way ticket.
Yeah. I mean, so
So,
when you see a police, you should know
yeah,
how to get away.
sorry, you need to be
I mean,
smart
we
enough.
Indians are good at those things.
How do you manage to be alone for so long? What is the mental makeup that you do? I'm sure you feel homesick, right? Or you don't feel homesick at all,
No, it's not about homesick. Yeah, I feel lonely sometimes.
right? You
Not
do, right?
exactly homesick. Yeah,
Okay.
because
So, and how
so
do you
I
manage
think
that part of because see I know people who are much younger than me
mm,
about your age. They resort to a lot of other stuffs when they feel lonely or depressed is the buzzword these
mm,
days. So how do you manage that phase when it comes, because you're working, you're saving money, you're spending, you're traveling all across and in different parts of the world. Each country has its different rules, laws, everything. You're on your own, literally.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
how do you manage that phase? Suppose you are feeling very lonely. What do you do then?
I don't know, man. I'll just try to manage. I go out and I'll just try to socialize and uh, you know. So every time I feel lonely, I go and hit the clubs mostly. Yeah,
Okay.
not that I enjoy a lot, not that I'm a dancer, but
Uh,
I just want to feel the vibe. So I just feel
right.
like I'm being around people. So I'm not.
Right.
So I just
Right.
wanted to get that feeling. Nothing much beyond that, actually. Yeah,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, man. I mean, never used to feel that actually. I mean, it's been happening like for the last 4 or 5 months for me. I started feeling lonely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen
but
that. In
then,
fact, a lot of digital creators also who are jumping around various places, they take a break and they want to come back again, connect with the roots and again start traveling back. In fact, there is this guy called Mountain Trekker. We all follow him.
I
In
know,
fact,
I know.
uh,
Even I follow Varun.
so Varun, he's not been making videos for so long. Of course, he posted that he's not well, but it's almost what 6 7 months. It has never been that Varun has not posted a video. So I'm sure somewhere down the line, these are all things which gets onto your head. Good for you, yeah. You're managing, and from Bali, where did you land up then
So I came
when you
back
lost
home
that trip?
because my brother had
Okay.
come from Canada.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I wanted to see him. So I was with my family for I would say 20 days, and
Okay.
then, from there to Vietnam, from Hyderabad to Vietnam.
And how was the ticket price? How was the journey into Vietnam? Your visa and all
Yeah.
that?
So the ticket it costed me around 13,000.
1 3.
So 1 3 and
Okay. Air Asia?
15 days upfront, Air Asia, 15 days
Air Asia.
upfront.
Okay.
So from Hyderabad to KL, and there's a
Right.
layover for 4 hours in KL, and from
Okay.
KL to Saigon. It's just
Okay.
like 1.5 hour flight from Kuala Lumpur.
And the e visa is around $25, right? If I recall correctly.
Correct. It's $25. You're right.
$25, right? And after you uploaded all the documents, how long did it take to come?
Uh, so I got it through Akbar Travels.
Actually,
So
you
I
got to Akbar Travels. Okay.
Akbar
Okay.
Travels. I
Okay.
think 5 days, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how was the immigration journey there as you landed up?
Nothing. No questions, man. Nothing. Yeah.
Acha, easy that way also.
Yeah. But that
Because
that
anyway, you have few stamps. You have already few stamps on your passport. They would not
uh,
ask,
yeah,
as a
correct.
matter of fact, also. Plus, they
But
have
yeah,
vetted
he
your
checked my
document before
passport.
they.
Yeah, he checked my passport and he had checked all my documents, the return ticket and the hotel accommodation, everything. And he didn't ask me any question, but he checked my
And
passport, the
did he ask for
stamps.
cash? Did he ask for cash? How much
No,
cash you're carrying?
no,
Nothing.
no, no,
Nothing.
it didn't happen. Yeah,
Insurance also he didn't ask, right?
no, No RT-PCR, nothing, absolutely nothing. But you've seen my
But
passport. You check the
yeah,
stamps.
but we need RT-PCR, right? We need a 3-day prior RT-PCR, right? In Vietnam now.
No,
Yeah, we don't need it. Okay,
we don't need it. We don't need it. He
okay,
didn't ask me anything. Yeah. They didn't even
okay,
check any documents actually properly. That's you just checked my passport. You
okay.
checked the stamps, I guess. Yeah. He didn't ask me a single question. That's it.
And this accommodation that you have taken again is for a month.
It's for a month. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the cost like at
Slightly
this point of time?
expensive. Actually, I'm literally in the downtown in Saigon,
Okay.
where you can literally see all clubs, all multinational firms, just, you know,
Hmm.
right across
Hmm.
the street and everything. So I'm literally in a
Hmm.
downtown. So
Hmm.
the one I'm staying at, it's a 3-star hotel, and it costed me around. So I had paid 37,000. Yeah,
For a month. That's
for
pretty
a month.
okay. That's pretty okay. Na?
Yeah.
3-star hotel, 37,000 for a whole month is. Does it include breakfast?
No breakfast, no breakfast. But when it
Okay.
comes to food, Vietnam is the perfect place. It's very
Mm-hmm.
cheap. Yeah,
Hmm.
you can literally get away with like 250 to $300 a day. Yeah,
Nice. Very nice. Very
because
nice.
there are
Very
like too
nice.
many restaurants, too many cafeterias in Saigon. Yeah.
Very nice. And how you spending your days there? I understand from 2:33 onwards you get busy until
Yeah,
late evening, right? That's how
yeah,
typically happens.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
Saturday, Sunday also.
in the daytime mostly, so from 9 to 11 also I'm kind of busy because I do trades, right?
Yes,
So I
yes,
check
yes.
my
You said that.
trades, but some
Right.
not that I work, not that I do trading every day,
Hmm.
but yeah, most of the time, I go. So last 10 days, I'd been walking across the city, most
Okay.
places. Yeah,
Okay.
I decided
Okay.
not to take any Grab or Gojek, so I just wanted to
Okay.
walk because the city is
You
just
that's the
beautiful.
best way. That's the best way to see a city. In fact, that's they say.
Yeah, I
You
put on my
can.
t-shirts and track shoes. That's it.
It's
Yeah.
hot, right? And or the
No,
temperature
no,
is
no, no.
pretty
It's
okay.
bearable. It's bearable.
Bearable.
Very
Bearable.
pleasant. Very pleasant.
Okay.
It's
Something
like
like our.
visiting. It's like visiting Goa in November or December. It's that
Very
kind of
good. Yeah. What else
very
do you
pleasant.
need in that case? Very pleasant.
Perfect. Perfect.
Very pleasant. Very pleasant. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So I think the reason that okay for all the viewers, I think Srinivas and I have also figured out few of the hostels that perhaps we can suggest you. This video anyway will get much longer. No point. We will catch hold of Srinivas one more time so that once we do a Reiki of these kind of hotels or hostels that he would approve of as a digital nomad, we can do a one more video on that. But having said that, the summary of it is you look at Srinivas, who is barely what, 24?
I'm 27.
27. Chalo, you look much younger than that. So barely 27.
Thanks.
And he is been on his own. And I think it started from his first failure, wherein he failed to start up
Yeah.
his cafe. I
Yeah.
think that had that failure not happened, he would have not ventured into something like this. So the food for thought is that even if you fail, it's perfectly all right to fail.
Yeah.
Imagine had he not failed in that cafe, he would have been sitting in that cafe for months and months and months and ages and would have yes, you would have
Correct.
made a lot of money perhaps, but you had not seen what perhaps a Ubud looks like, what perhaps a Bali looks like, what perhaps I don't know a Saigon looks like, what perhaps an immigration guy in KL would look like, that a Euro can save his day would look like. It's a fantastic knowledge for all of us. Yeah. Tell me, Srinivas, if somebody wants to learn Spanish, how does he connect with you? Some of our audience, if they want to learn Spanish, shall I put your email ID here? Is that okay if I
Yeah.
put it on?
Yeah. My email
Uh,
ID, my phone number, anything is fine.
Everything is fine, correct?
Yeah.
And would you give our viewers a little discount?
Discount? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay, okay, fair, fair. So, jokes aside, what we will do is that any guys who want to learn because understand, I'm sure he will vet it much more than I will do. I have worked in some around 10, 11, 12 countries, and most of the time, you really need one more international language to be looked upon. To be very honest, yes, your English might be Queen's English. It doesn't matter when you visit a Southeast Asian country or even a Middle Eastern country because there they would like to see a French, they would like to hear Spanish, they would like to know your Latin, blah blah, and all that. Those helps. An additional language learning helps, and Srinivas can be your man in that case. So it's really fantastic. Any last pointers? If there are a lot of youngsters, I'm
Actually,
sure who will watch this.
I
Any
just wanted
last
to tell you
thoughts?
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
I just want to tell you something. So as I said before, so I started my business, right? My friend and I. So we went bankrupt. But strange, I was a failure then. I'm not saying no to that. But once I started my journey, I had seen many failures in my life actually.
No.
Could be
Okay.
related to my relationships, my friendships, my I'd seen many failures, man, after I started my journey. But
Hmm.
that's the thrill of life. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah, of course.
enjoy every minute of my life.
Of
Failure,
course.
as in, it could be my loneliness sometimes. Yeah, that's obviously a failure. I mean, given a point of time. Yeah. I mean, the
Right.
fact that you're feeling lonely. I mean, you're not experiencing the thrill of life. So
Correct.
I consider
Correct.
that also
Correct.
as a failure in my life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I've
Correct.
seen many
Correct.
failures in my life after I started
Right.
making a lot of money actually.
Right.
So success or failure is not nothing to do with money, to be honest. You need money. I'm not saying no to that. I mean, without money, you can't even step out.
You
Yeah.
can't step out.
Yeah.
Correct.
There are a lot of things, which can happen in any given life actually. Yeah.
No, no, no. I understand. But then what happens is that since you have started failing early, na, uh, started taking a risk too early in your life, you have come out of your shell of your protected parents. Typically, that's happened to Indian kids, right? They remain protected so many years of their lives. Once they feel the
Trust
first
me.
judge.
Trust me, after my graduation, after I finished my college, I would say for 2 years, continuously for 2 years, I didn't have
Hmm,
any support from my parents. No support. I was
hmm,
alone on my own. There were
hmm,
times I couldn't even afford food, actually, proper food. I would say for 6 months actually. So I
hmm,
had so I survived on 2 meal a day actually for 6 months continuously. So once I started earning money, I started saving and
hmm.
journey happened. Yeah.
Now, these teaches you, no? You can be you
Absolutely.
can be you can be
Absolutely.
anybody
Yeah.
if you
Because I'd
don't
seen
have.
people, I'd seen people, criticizing me, including my parents, my cousins, I've seen everything, man, very early.
Yeah,
So failure,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you should
uh,
see that. Yeah,
uh,
at a very young age. I've seen everything. So that's the reason,
that
so
made you stronger also, no? That made you
absolutely, which is
stronger
also
also.
the reason I'm mentally, emotionally, I'm very
Yeah,
stable. I can
correct.
manage things on my own.
That
So,
perhaps brings me to the other question when I ask you, what do you do when you feel lonely? So I could see that, your response was not like a typical 26, 27 year. Nahi, nahi, this happened to me, that happened to me. Your response, was, yeah, yeah, FO, that's okay. That kind of a reaction. And that perhaps is because, you've seen this much earlier
yeah,
than a lot of us, perhaps.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a
So, I
fantastic
mean, there's a major
problem.
failure in
What
my
you have
life.
done, Srinivas, you have not left me anything to edit because whatever you have told becomes a very, very because what so makes so again. This is what will happen is that the entire video will go unedited into the channel. I don't care
Absolutely.
a damn. Even if I get 10 views, it doesn't matter. But each of these lines are actually what guys should listen today because I see people. See, fortunately, unfortunately, I stay in a city like Bombay, where I've seen so many of these idiots who are like half of our age would be getting into not getting a high. You know what high that means,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a fantastic learning from you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God you agreed to
And
this
trust
interview.
me, I'm going to see a lot of failures in my life, even in the future.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the
of
reason, the
course,
reason
of course, of course.
I'm living my life to fulfill my dreams. So
Hmm,
my dream, I want to explore this world, and for that,
hmm,
I have to be alone. I have no
hmm,
choice. I mean,
hmm,
if I get a partner, a right companion, that's a different thing. Not that I'm expecting, but if I get,
hmm.
I'm the luckiest person on this earth.
Yeah, even if you did hoots. So,
Yeah, but let's see. I
yeah,
mean, I fell in love with one girl in Bali, back in Bali. So, I mean,
okay.
we were together like for 2 months,
Hmm,
and the relationship didn't work out.
hmm,
So that
hmm,
was also a major failure in my life. Why not?
of course, why not?
Of course, yeah. See, I
It's
like that
perfectly all
girl,
right.
and she likes some
Hmm,
other guy, but that's
hmm.
also a failure in my life. Yeah,
Her
no
loss.
matter what happens in life,
Yeah,
since you're
yeah,
alone, you have to move on. That's what I've been
absolutely.
doing for the past 1.5 years.
And
Yeah.
you're moving on literally. Yeah, you moved from your Hyderabad to. Let me trace the journey. Hyderabad. Correct me if I'm wrong. To Goa, to a Pondi, to a Udaipur, to a
Uti,
Jaipur,
Uti.
to a Shillong, to a Uti, to your Dharamshala, to your KL, to your Bali. now to your Vietnam. So you are literally moving on, man. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine to do that. Yeah.
I
So
mean, for a
it's
backpacker, for a digital nomad, I mean, you're alone on your own. So
yeah,
no
yeah, of
matter
course,
what happens,
of course,
just consider that as an experience. My love failure in Bali,
absolutely,
that's also an experience. I have no choice. I have to move on.
absolutely,
That's what I
absolutely.
did. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to do even in future. Yeah, I'm going to see a lot of failures in my life for sure. But I'm ready and I'm
So
prepared.
see, that's what I said. You are seeing it from such early age, na? Like Sachin Tendulkar would not get scared of bouncers. He's seeing bouncers when he was 16-year-old. So
Correct.
usko tum aur kya bouncer doge? He has broken his jaw at 16, 17. So how does it matter to him? Na?
Yeah.
So that's perfectly all right.
Yeah.
Great, man. It's wonderful chatting. And again, I see it. Please follow him. He's on Instagram. I will send his Instagram handles. If you want to take his help on your language study, please go ahead and do that. And I would again hope that people find some time to watch that entire, take a cup of coffee and watch the entire episode that we did today. I think this is going to be my longest video of my channel, yeah. And I care a hoot. Doesn't
Pleasure
matter.
talking to you.
So, same here, man. And we
I
remain
really,
connected, of course.
I
We
really
remain
enjoyed this conversation. I mean, yeah.
same here,
That
man.
was
Same here. In fact, it's such a wonderful, wonderful journey that you've had and you're still having. When are you back in India, by the way, Srinivas?
Are you asking me to when I'm coming back?
When are you coming back? Yes. Do you have any
Mostly,
plans?
see, I have a flight on October 3rd from Saigon to Bangkok. So
Bangkok, okay.
again,
Yeah,
Thailand for a
so
month. Yeah,
Thailand for a month. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Great.
So
Great. So once you land up in,
I'd seen your Philippines videos. I'm thinking, whether to visit Philippines or
so
I'm
I
actually
would
thinking of.
suggest if you are going from Bangkok, go to Singapore, spend few days there. From Singapore, go to Philippines. It's an easy journey. You have some leeway that you can find to
Right.
go to if you have a Singaporean visa
Mm.
to get into Philippines. I'm really not too well versed. That's why I left it at that. Also, if you see my video, also.
Right, right.
Again, the Philippines video, I have only told how to do an e-visa because there are a
Right.
few nooks and corners which are there. Philippines, you should go here. I've never been to Philippines. I'd love to go, in fact. So,
Yeah. So I'm planning to finish it. Not exactly. I'm going to finish. So I'd like to cover all these Southeast Asian countries by March. So from April,
hmm,
I'm planning to visit Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Russia, all these Caucasian countries, and
hmm,
Russia,
hmm,
obviously. So for
hmm.
next 6 months, I'm going to visit these countries. Yeah,
Then
from
I
March.
would suggest. Then I would suggest if you are landing up in Bangkok or Thailand, for that matter,
Mm.
complete a Laos and Cambodia also.
Yeah, yeah,
From going instead of going to Philippines, I think complete that belt.
yeah, yeah.
It will make much more monetary sense also for you
Correct, correct, correct.
to
So I'm
travel that part of the
thinking
world.
actually.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I think you can do that, and you never know. I might join you somewhere. So there is some plans that I'm making, but anyway. So let's see how that pans out.
Yeah,
So yeah, great man. Thanks a
great.
lot. Yeah, thanks a
Pleasure
lot.
talking
And
to you.
this video should go live hopefully sometime tomorrow. Share
All
it
right.
with your friends also. I'm sure they should also get to know her and share it with your girlfriend. That
Absolutely.
Bali one.
Absolutely. And we are still good
Right.
friends. We are still good
No, no, of
friends.
course. That's
I
perfectly all
just
right.
spoke to her last night. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfectly all right. But then you should. By the way, can I take some of your photographs from Instagram to put it on my thumbnail? It's perfectly all right.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Why not? Yeah, you
Huh?
can do it.
Okay, fair. Because I'll put it on the thumbnail of yours, as in this video, so that the relatability there.
Sure.
Cool, yeah. Thanks a lot, yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Let's remain connected.
All
Anyway,
right.
I will ensure that you keep watching all my videos and keep supporting
Sure.
as you do.
Absolutely.
Right. And I will send you a list out of some of the backpackers which you suggested for Europe, more specific Switzerland. Have a look
Yeah.
before I make it live on the video. I will share you those. Have a
Okay.
look, and then perhaps you suggested that on one of the chats,
Okay.
one of the comment only you said okay, we should have that also.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll send that to you before we take it live. So have a look, and then we can perhaps catch one more time.
Sure. Yeah.
Done, done. Thanks,
All right.
mate. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye, bye.
Yeah. Bye.